Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media Buffet. Today, I am alone and I'll be discussing the third saga of Dragon Ball, the Red Ribbon Saga. Okay, so to be completely fair, this episode was supposed to come out yesterday at like 9 p.m., at least DST. The reason why I didn't do it is because I'm a lazy fuck and a master procrastinator that I couldn't get out an episode. I couldn't record an episode that I like the day before and on the day on. And I was home at like 4 and I just didn't. Like 4 p.m. and I just fucking didn't. So sorry about that. This does mean that hopefully, hopefully, no, not hopefully, but like this does mean that if there were any episodes coming out today, then they're not going to because I'm gonna focus on getting this one out. But yeah, I know they weren't gonna do that anyway since I haven't fucking finished my daily tasks for that to happen for me to record more episodes. But yeah, Dragon Ball. Also, because I'm a master procrastinator, I'm doing these at hours that I probably shouldn't be doing them at. It's currently 1:23 a.m. on the 17th, so about 14 hours before you're going to listen. Before this is gonna come out. So yeah, it's super fucking late in the night. Probably gonna be done at 2 a.m. The good thing is I don't have fucking anything to do, like anything important to do in like the morning, so I can just kind of do this shit. I am kind of tired. I wish I would have gotten like more colder water to wake me up because this is not helping. Not that it's not helping. It's just not doing the same effect. So yeah. Anyways, Dragon Ball. This is our third season. Now we are officially a third of the way through the anime, and technically like a sixth through like what adapts the original Dragon Ball manga. Since I don't know if I know no Dragon Ball Z fan knows this, but Dragon Ball Z is actually the second half of the Dragon Ball manga. And then there's the first half, which I am obviously watching because I want to have the full context before going to Dragon Ball Z. A lot of people start with Dragon Ball Z, and you know what? I'm not gonna blame them. It's the biggest part. And when Dragon Ball Super Beerus comes out, what the fuck? When Dragon Ball Super Beerus comes out, I'm gonna be watching it. When Galactic Patrol comes out, I'm gonna be watching it. Because guess what? That's fucking free content. If a movie comes out, I'm also watching it. They're also like new series. Um they're not like seasons. It's like Daredevil Born Again, where it's a new series, so that's why I'm talking about it, instead of it being like, oh, it's the season adapting this little shit. No, 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 no. It's just a full on like new series. So yeah, when Beerus comes out, I'm not gonna jump straight to that and just not cover Dragon Ball Super proper. I'm going to cover Dragon Ball Super proper, and I'm also gonna cover Battle of the Gods or Battle of Gods. I don't remember which one it was. Again, currently it's fucking 1 a.m. So again, if I sound tired, then that's why, and hopefully I sound more coherent than I did last episode because that was also filmed at like 11 p.m. So again, I should find a better fucking time to record these episodes, but master procrastinator. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be basically reviewing the same arc thrice. Probably not for a good long while, and maybe even me if it's gonna be around by that time. But I am gonna be watching the exact same thing 3 times. So look forward to that, I guess. So yeah. Anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not here to talk about what Dragon Ball Super Beerus or all of that. I have to get through this first. And to be completely honest, it's not like what the fuck is this? What the fuck? I don't. There's like a weird like rubber cap on my desk, and I don't recognize it. Whatever. I think it's fucking like poison or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. I have to get through this first, and I was gonna say that it's not like it doesn't have its own significance. Obviously, we can get to learn about Goku, and all the other characters that pop up here that eventually do make their return and have something to do with characters that show up later. And Red Ribbon's Army Saga is something that becomes a lot more. That kind of ties into one of the more recent movies, which is Dragon Ball Super Superhero. I'm not sure if it's canon. Is Dragon Ball Superhero canon? Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is canon. Okay. So yeah, like it I don't know how many of the movies are Dragon Ball movies not canon. Okay, so I'm just looking. I do want to mention that at least for Dragon Ball, the next episode won't be season 4. Uh or at least what is gonna be like the general Blue Saga. It'll instead be the first movie, which is Curse of the Blood Rubies. I'm pretty sure. Now that movie is like a 50-minute like short film. So you know, not exactly to the same length as like a lot of the Dragon Ball Z movies and all that stuff, but you know, you know. um, yeah, it's still the first Dragon Ball movie, the first theatrical Dragon Ball movie. So I wanted to at least cover all of the ones that released within the Dragon Ball span, and it gives me a little bit of a break between a lot of the seasons. Even though this is going to, I think, what is going to be the shortest season of them all, right now at least. Not of I guess the shortest season yet. But we are coming off the back of the longest season currently, at least the longest saga. So yeah, the Red Ribbon Army Saga. Fuck me, Jesus Christ, is currently the longest like saga, and then be getting longer progressively by like 2 episodes. Yeah, this one's the longest. This one's 7. What the fuck is happening? You can tell it's 1 a.m. This one's the longest. It has 17 episodes. And I do think you fucking feel it. You definitely feel that this saga is the longest of them all because Jesus Christ. It is. There's a lot here. There is a lot here, and sometimes it gets fucking stupid. I will get into it, but just be warned, even though this is the longest saga right now, I probably don't have much to say about it compared to the other 2 seasons. I'm gonna be fucking real. I'm just gonna be real. Because for as long as it is, this saga does less than those, I think. So I probably won't be talking about it as much. And to honestly save myself from being here too late into the night. So let me just pull up my review of it, just to kind of have that as a point of reference. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna look up real quick the length of the Dragon Ball episodes up until now, just because I want to be considerate. Almost 50 minutes, over 40, below 50. Probably gonna be less than season 1, I would say, but let's just get into it, right? I'm gonna stop beating around the bush. I'm just gonna get into it, and I'm gonna start off what I always start off with, which is the visuals and the action. So, I think I should learn. I should have it like ingrained in my mind by now that this show, at least I guess compared to everything else I'm gonna review on the podcast as a whole, Dragon Ball is different. Dragon Ball is different. It's not technically divided by seasons. Dragon Ball is one of those things where it's weird. It's really weird. Dragon Ball, I don't know. I think I've mentioned this before, but Dragon Ball, the show is technically all just one big season. That's what's on like a lot of the streaming sites. It's the show as one season. On a lot of the review sites here on Serialized, for example, it is just the one show. It's just the one big 153 episode season. But there's ways to divide it. Like I said, I think in the first episode there is a division that goes into 5 seasons, which are all around 30 episodes. Then there's, I think this is supposed to be the Funimation version, which is what I'm going from and what I stole from Wikipedia, which I just kind of use it as the de facto way of categorizing things because it's fucking Wikipedia. It's like it has to be the de facto thing, the most easiest to digest. That's why I use it. And it said they used the Funimation one, I'm pretty sure, and there's 9 seasons of Dragon Ball. But it doesn't fucking matter how you watch it, because it all aired one after another for every episode. Every weekend episode until it finally finished airing in 1989. From 1986 to 1989, one weekly episode. Plus movies in between that. And you want to know the fucking biggest thing here? You want to know the thing that is the craziest shit ever? I didn't even know this. But Dragon Ball Z, the anime Dragon Ball Z, which is, again, the second part, which I guess this makes sense, but it started airing the week after Dragon Ball stopped airing. So, by all technicality, Dragon Ball Z should just be like seasons 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 of Dragon Ball. But that was separated because I'm not sure why it was separated, to be completely honest. I guess it would be a lot of seasons. I guess it would be a lot of fucking seasons to go through. But yeah, just anyways, all of that to say that I have to learn that the animation quality will not fucking change. That is all of that bullshit just to say that I gotta learn that the animation quality between seasons will not change, or between sagas will not change, because it airs week by week. I gotta engrave that in my mind that it just will not fucking change. It just won't. Under fucking no circumstances will it ever change. Unless like something big happens at some point, it just won't change. So for like the rest of these next 6 seasons at least, I'm going to take a step back from talking about the animation because for legitimately like the next for like 8 episodes straight of this, it'll just be this looks the same as last season and this looks the same as last season. Maybe it's, at some point it gets a little bit better, but it's like the same thing, and I just don't want to keep fucking repeating myself. So just to say it here, it's the same as the last season, which was the same as the previous one. We have not changed a single fucking thing in any department. But yeah. So let's move on straight to the action, I guess. And honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this season is a lot more action-packed than the other ones. And that's mainly because we actually have a villain, like a villain that can fight back. You know, the first season, or at least the first saga, had Emperor Pilaf, which, fun fact, does make an appearance here at the very beginning, like the first few episodes, which I liked. I liked that we got to see. I'll get to it later, but I liked that we got to see a lot of the old characters from season 1 come back, or at least like from the first saga. I gotta from the first saga come back here and have sort of a presence in the narrative. But what I was gonna say was that, you know, even though we did have an antagonist with Emperor Pilaf in the first saga, he wasn't much of a fighter, and none of his like henchmen, workers, I guess, were fighters that could actually challenge Goku in a fight and challenge his abilities as a fighter, which is what the series is mainly about. It's about him learning to be a better fighter from people around him. And, you know, just these guys weren't giving any of that. But then we have, you know, the Red Ribbon. I've messed up every fucking time I've tried to say that fucking name. God damn it. The Red Ribbon Army. And the Red Ribbon Army is actually a full villainous force. And a lot of like the action, like there's a lot more action here. Like we have Goku versus I think is no, is it Colonel Silver? I think it's something like that, like Captain Silver, Colonel Silver, Commander Silver. It's something like that. I just went through like 3 different fucking like things that have nothing to do with each other, like military rankings. Let me just check. Is this a Colonel Silver? Yeah. Colonel Silver. Then we have what was his name again? What the fuck? What was his? I forgot his name. The robot guy. Just gonna look up Red Ribbon Army. Uh, uh, Major Metallitron. Is that him? Sergeant Metallic. That makes more sense. Major Metallitron. I didn't even fucking know that was his English name. You could. You could have fooled me. You could have fucking fooled me. But yeah. I guess Major Metallitron. Just fight with him, with Ninja Murasaki, and just the Murasaki brothers in general. He didn't have much of a fight with General White, to be completely honest. But I guess he's there. So yeah, like Goku a lot more fights, and obviously they weren't as flashy as like the ones from the previous saga, because that was all about the fights and all about the tournament and all that stuff. So a little bit more things to play with other than like trying to make an army. Trying to make an army like up here, threatening to Goku, who just beat like a dragon or some shit like that. It's like, come on, man. But like I think for the fights that we had, also what was his name? The weird fucking like the weird like thing that White had in his fucking basement. I completely forgot. Something stupid. It's like the lowest rated episode, and it's one of the lowest rated episodes on Serialized, which I'm just gonna use them as my like fucking as just like my the thing that for me to know like ratings when people think about things. Here we go, Bouillon. Oh, what the fuck? Did one of them went up? Hold on, sports fans. What the fuck? The fucking monkey episode went up. What? Somebody liked that piece of shit? Where is it? Legend of a Dragon. This one was one of the lowest rated episodes, and it went up. No fucking way. No way. I'm gonna delist it out of spite. Oh god. I just looked. Oh fuck. The next episode has a rating of 3.04, and I'm gonna be fucking rude with you people. I have slightly lesser opinions of things, at least like slightly lower ratings. I think it's because people. I think it's mainly because like people view like ratings differently than than like what I do, and they see like, oh, this guy gave it a 2.5. This guy gave it 2.5 stars. Like, it has to be bad. Like, the reason why I gave it 2.5 is because 2.5 is the mid, is like, is what 5 by like divided by 2 is. So the direct midpoint of like 2.5 times 2 is 5, which is the amount of stars I can give. So it would be the midpoint. So 2.5 out of 5 would be a 5 out of 10, which is a C tier. It is just perfectly middle of the road. Okay. And I think people look at my ratings and go like, "Oh my god, guys, this guy's so harsh." Gave it a 3 stars. So like, to me, 3 stars is like 6, 7 out of 10. Like, and even then, like, people say like, "Oh, 6 out of 10. That's not that high." It's like, I mean, it's like above average. It's above average. It's not anything special. It's just above average. And 7 out of 10, I think it's like genuinely good. Again, has its problems, but it's like good. And I give shit like a 4 out of 10. It's like, Jesus Christ, a 4? It's like, a 4 out of 10 is like below average. 3 is when I consider like teetering on like terrible. It's still bad. It's not a lot of redeeming qualities, but still does some things terribly. And then 2 out of... That's what I think. If you're gonna look at my ratings on like anything ever, and you see I give letter ratings, star ratings, and number ratings, it's for, I guess, for me, just to kind of give all those things, and I guess for more people to kind of gauge what I think about stuff. But even then, I'm kind of fucking weird. So let me go on this thing where I don't even fucking say anything about the show I'm talking about, and talk about my rating system. Yes, what you've all been fucking waiting for. My rating system. So, I usually go by letters because I was raised on fucking on tier lists. But I never really liked doing numbers, and I've always hated doing like 7.5 or 6.5 or an 8.5. I like concrete numbers because when you put fucking decimals, it's like, what the fuck do you mean by decimals? Just fucking stop. You don't need that shit. So yeah, I don't like doing decimals, and I fucking hate when people do like, this is a 7.16. Like, what the fuck do you mean 0.16? What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you talking like it's a fucking update file? Just say 7. Just fucking say 7, because that's already like the round number you got. Just round it up, say 7. Jesus. Anyways. I just going into my rating system. 1 out of 10 is F, and it's like beyond garbage, absolutely unsalvageable. 2 out of 10 is still F tier, but it's like there's hope here. There's like no, there's not hope here. Hope would be like D tier. There's like the inklings of a good idea somewhere. There's something that like they did well enough, but it doesn't affect the actual quality of the movie, if that makes any sense. 3 and 4 out of 10 are D tier, and they're like, 3 is like, this has a lot more shit than like what it has good for it, and 4 is just like below average. Like, it has good moments, but it's mostly bad. And yeah, you're not gonna get a fun time. 5 out of 10, obviously middle of the road, just kind of there. 6 and 7 out of 10, 6, 7, is just good. Like 6 is above average. 7 is actually good. Still has its problems, but it's mostly good. A is great. 8 out of 10. I have small problems with it that I don't think affect a lot of the actual like quality of it, or just things that could have been done better with the production, and kind of hampers the overall rating. But 8 has a lot more problems than a 9. A 9 is like nearly perfect. There is just like a few, maybe like 1 or 2 maybe little fucking bits of things that requires some tuning. And then 10 out of 10 is obviously a masterpiece. I have no notes, and I will suck it to dick gracefully. All I have to say that yes, I have nothing, no way to tie that shit into anything. I'm already on 30 minutes, and this episode is gonna be very long. I wish I would have said that like around the time that we're gonna conclude, because then I can go into, I guess, my thing. But I want to like my rating, but I want to explain it here because I don't think I ever did, and I started giving out number ratings, and I think I should have explained it. Not that I fucking owed you an explanation, you bitch, but you know, like, I wanted to, so appreciate it. Anyways, yeah, no, like this specific part of this saga is a lot more action. It's a lot more action, less flashy, but it's focused on a lot more of the action. Because we have actual villains that Goku can fight and has to have trouble with. Murasaki is a good one where he has like we spent like 3 episodes trying to take him down, and see like what he gets up to and all that stuff, and like how he keeps avoiding Goku. You know, I think that's fun. I think Murasaki is the one that like does it the best, and I'm gonna talk about him in a bit, but you know, whatever. Let's move on to the characters, and even though I'm fucking 31 minutes in, and we have still not talked about the characters, but that's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. Hopefully, this does not go over an hour. What the fuck am I kidding? It's something. The fuck did I inhale? It's gonna go over an hour. Okay, imagine it doesn't and I just end everything in 19 minutes. Like, on the dot, like, fuck you. That wouldn't be 19. 29 minutes, right. Actually, I could probably end off talking everything in 29 minutes. Anyways. Goku. I mean, I like Goku, as a character. I think he's fun to follow around and things, and, like, how much he doesn't really know about, like, culture. We see that a lot with the, like, I think it's Metro West or East. I think it's Metro East. Yeah, it's Metro East, where he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and doesn't know how to navigate. I think that's fun to watch. But aside from that, he doesn't really grow as a character in any way. And I think Goku is meant to be more so of a static protagonist that, sure, obviously has things to learn and grow by himself as a fighter, but he mostly changes people around him, like we see with Android 8, which I will get into later. But yeah, Goku doesn't grow much, but that doesn't really bother me because I don't feel like he needs to right now. I know we got quite a bit to go, but like I don't feel like Goku really needs to have that much development right now, which is weird for me to say. But some characters just kind of go like, yeah, I think for the sake of the story, you're kind of perfect as is. So, you know, I think Goku is just like that. Like, yeah, like I as a protagonist, it's weird to say that about you know, a protagonist. Like, it's something weird to say about a protagonist because, like, yeah, I don't think you need to grow right now. But I think that he's like, even then, I feel like he should have an impact on the characters around him. And guess what he does? And you know what? That's fine enough. And honestly, watching Goku is a lot of fun anyway. So I think he does his job as protagonist well. But we're going to talk about the actual, like, character that he affects in the show, Android 8. Now, where I was watching it, he was called Cyborg 8, which got me curious. Got me curious as to what the fuck this was, because I was like, is this supposed to be an android, like Android 13? From, like, later down the line, because obviously I am not that I'm not new, but I am not a complete stranger to Dragon Ball. I obviously know more about Dragon Ball Z than, well, I mean, Not right now. I guess I know more than your typical. I guess I know more about the original show than your typical Dragon Ball Z fan. Typical than your typical Dragon Ball Z fan. But you know, I'm gonna keep hush hush about all that stuff. I'm gonna not say anything. Because like I think I just gotta keep myself gotta gotta just not talk about that. Not say that in front of a Dragon Ball fan's face. But anyways, uh, Android 8, I think is a very interesting character because I think his origin kind of doesn't make any sense. Maybe it has to do with something with his creator not wanting, like, creating it defective, creating him, I guess, in a quote unquote defective to trick the Red Ribbon Army. But it's like, yeah, like he doesn't want to hurt people, but like he's supposed to be like the secret weapon the Red Ribbon Army has, and it's just like, okay, man, it's a bit weird, but I like him as a character where he kind of resorts to violence as a last resort. Doesn't want to hurt anybody unless they hurt others, and they hurt Goku, and we see how Goku does help Android 8 to grow. Uh, I guess not a. I guess like a piece of humanity, even though he knows he's like an android or a cyborg or just I don't know if it's just like he's called android because like it's just a word. It's just better. Some flows better than robot. I'm not sure if he's actually like an android where I guess he is an android where he's like he looks human, has human like emotions, but he's a robot, or if he's a cyborg and he's a human that was turned into a robot, or if he's like, or if he's just a robot, if he's just like something else. I'm not sure, but I like Android 18 as a character a lot. I'm not sure how much we'll see of him, but yeah, I like how he grows because of a Goku and learns not only like to a little bit humanity, but also learns that sometimes just being completely passive isn't the way to go about things. And then he punches General White into the fucking stratosphere and promptly kills him because I looked it up and I was like, Jesus Christ, there's no way. There's no way that they just killed off a character like that. And yes, we never see General White again after that, so it's presumed that Android 8 punched General White so hard that he fucking died. That's honestly kind of funny. I guess the same thing happens to Murasaki. Yeah, Ninja Murasaki. Where in the original manga, Goku just kind of punched him really hard into a wall, and then he never shows up again. So it's like it's presumed that he died, which again, like, wow, or at least he died because of the collapse of Muscle Tower. But like, he comes back in the anime, but he dies for real. It's like, come on. But yeah, I like Android 8, and speaking of the villains, let's just get into them. I'm just gonna talk about them as a conglomerate, really. I like Colonel Silver a lot as a character, where again he's very serious. He takes his job seriously, and then he gets humbled by a child. I think he does raise the stakes a lot more since he does kill an innocent person, which is a lot more than Emperor Pilaf would ever fucking do. He never did anything like that. So yeah, I like that Colonel Silver being kind of would be very low ranking since he gets kicked off. Uh, just kind of like willy nilly, not really with much thought put into it. He just kind of filled one mission. Is like that was it. But like even then, I feel like Colonel Silver had a presence to him that I really liked. And even though he got his ass beat by Goku, yeah, I think I like Colonel Silver the most out of all of them. But something that I like about the villains here is that they're not complete idiots. Even though even though the White loves calling Murasaki an idiot, I like that they're not complete idiots. Murasaki, I don't doubt that these people are good at their jobs because obviously they're fucking ransacking towns left and right. But them being beat by Goku humbles them so much that they straight up just fumble at every step because they have no idea how to deal with this fucking indestructible alien child. It's very funny. It's very funny. And I saw like unrelated, but I saw a tweet going into like, yeah, you're probably not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know that Goku's an alien going into Dragon Ball. It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to know that. But it's like, I feel like Goku being an alien, being a Saiyan, and I know like the shows doesn't really put much of an emphasis on that mystery, and we won't learn about that until Z, which would be the season 10 technically. Which is some fucking Ruby big reveal times like we're gonna reveal the mom and like volume 9 and shit. No, but like we don't talk about that much, and there are no aliens right now, at least to my knowledge. at least yet there are no aliens in at least aside from Goku, there are no aliens. Currently, I know it's gonna change with Piccolo coming in, but yeah. Anyways, like the villains here, I think have a presence. The tweet, right? Fuck, I forgot. I feel like people learning that Goku, like people knowing Goku was an alien, like a Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan, just a Saiyan, is like trying not to get spoiled that Darth Vader is Luke's father. It's just like, I feel like you're born with that knowledge. You're born knowing Iron Man dies in Endgame. I guess everyone born after 2019 knows that Iron Man dies in Endgame, Darth Vader is Luke's father, and Goku's an alien. That is like the three fucking essentials of like media knowledge, at least. Oh, and like, no, it's not Iron Man dies in Endgame. That's like a lot more recent. There's 4. I guess if you want to count 2 of them as part of the same thing, I won't blame you. But like Spider-Man, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, Bruce Wayne is Batman. And I guess to add to those, Uncle Ben dying was what made Peter want to become Spider-Man. And Bruce Wayne's parents dying is what made him want to become Batman. Then, like, the other ones would be Darth Vader is Luke's father and Goku's an alien. And, like, I feel like people are, like, if you're gonna watch media, and like, even normal people, you can ask a normal fucking person if Darth Vader is Luke's father, and they'll probably, like, confidently say yes. And if you go to any person who's ever watched Dragon Ball, it's like, is Goku an alien? They're gonna tell you yes. And if you ask them if you watched Dragon Ball, it's like, no. It's basic fucking knowledge. So yeah, you're not supposed to know that, but it's kind of fucking hard to avoid it, you know? Especially since, like, a lot of people's first interaction with Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, which already fucking established all the alien shit. So going back to Dragon Ball, it's like, okay, cool, but you're not really touching upon Saiyans and shit. Like, I guess that's why people call it like slow and like tend to not watch it, because there's no cool fucking hype moments in Aura, you know. Anyways, besides the point, but yeah, the villains I think of the show are actually good villains. Like, they raise the stakes enough that, like, I feel like it's good. Yeah, I feel like it's good that we got like actual villains here, and I like how they seem competent, but like as soon as they see Goku, they get immediately humbled and they kind of fumble themselves into not being competent villains. So yeah, there are some other characters I don't want to mention. I'm not talking about other characters here. I do want to mention that I like that we have that a lot of characters from at least Saga 1, from the first saga, returned for this one, like Chi-Chi, I forgot her father's name, Pilaf and his gang. We saw them back. We saw them come back here. Krillin and Roshi kind of do nothing. It's like, why the fuck did you show them for like 3 minutes? We did not need to see them right now. They have no bearing on the story. And guess what? I'm not gonna deduct points for Bowman and Yamcha not having screen time, because guess what? By the end of the last season, they already went their separate ways, and we didn't get anything from them during the season. And guess what? I don't fucking care. I didn't mind the full Goku season as a whole, but yeah, I liked seeing the other characters. The new characters here are perfectly fine. I think the new characters here are fine enough additions to the cast. The family is fine. I think the mayor or like the village chief is kind of funny. If it's like, oh please, like, for the village, please kill me. It's like, what the fuck? And like General White's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, old man? What the fuck? Are you not gonna ask for your life? And then it's like, oh yeah, but I like it if I lived. It's like, okay, man. Okay, moving on to the plot. This is where the show falters. Where the season falters. The characters are, I think, well made, but the plot is where this goes downhill, and this is when I realized that like these episodes are gonna keep getting longer. There's a reason why, at least when I made the review, that at least my serialized review, that season at least this saga had the two low, like, of the 3 lowest rated episodes of the entire show. Saga 3 had 2 of them. And there's a really, really good... And I see why. This season is 17 episodes, and like I said at the beginning, it feels like it. It feels like it drags on. Muscle Tower, I think, is fine enough. I don't mind spending multiple episodes trying to take down the villains. I like the pacing of the Muscle Tower portion. I don't mind it. I don't mind that being the main focus of the season, because I think it's good. I think a lot of the great from the season comes from there. However, it's everything else that's like, come the fuck on, and a lot of it are really weird ideas. And it's like, why the fuck did you think of this? Why? Aside from the Bouillon episode, which is completely fucking filler, by the way. Apparently, I was going to the season and I was like, oh, this is gonna have filler episodes. Like, okay, filler episodes, fine. I'll still watch them. But then I watched the filler episodes, like, this is not fucking filler. Bouillon, the Bouillon episode, by all accounts, it should be filler, but it's not. It's like, come on, what the fuck? But yeah. I just think that a lot of it's really weird. Like, we had the episode with the monkeys, like, and the monkey episode, like, the fight with Silver was fine, but like everything, like, around is like, why the fuck are we following around these monkeys for so long? It's like, it's so stupid. It's so just stupid. I don't know why we need to follow around a gang of monkeys that had a Dragon Ball and that was it. Like, are we fucking for real? Are we dead ass? Did we need to do that? And like, when we get to, like, after leaving Muscle Tower and all that stuff, and then we get to the finale, it's like, did it really fucking end? Did it end? I guess, like, it set up the rest of the sagas. I get that this is supposed to be the beginning of the Red Ribbon Army Saga proper. With, I think it's meant to be the next, like, seasons 3, 4, 5, and 6 that are part of the Red Ribbon Army, like, portion of the manga, which is a very, very big, like, a very large part of the manga that I'm looking at, it being like 4 of the 9 like big sagas being part of like this like arc. But you know, like, I think we could have done without a lot of like the padding in this show, because it just feels like it drags on until you get to Muscle Tower, and then like that's really good. Not really good, but it's like that's good, that's entertaining, and then it just keeps dragging on until like the end, where it just kind of fucking ends with a really whatever episode. It's like, come on, man, we could have done a lot better here, and that's what I mean. Like, it feels like it's 17 episodes. It feels like it's long. It feels like I spent the longest amount of time watching this, because I fucking did. But like, I felt it. There are shows where I don't feel like I'm spending that like a lot of time watching it. This one, really weird. Really weird that I even felt that. Because I obviously I said that season 2 dragged on, and I would give this season the same rating as season 2. I think season 1 still is still my favorite. I don't know why I'm still here. But yeah. It's just like all around, like, I guess just kind of finalizing it, like the plot, like the actual like writing around it, like I think it's fine, but like just the pacing is really weird and just kind of all over the place for this specific like saga that we're in. So yeah, that's really it. Like, pacing is weird, and it's just like it just drags on, but the characters are like the saving point of the whole thing. So I mean, if you like Dragon Ball for the characters, then I think this is fine enough. And you know what, I don't even mind it all that much. So that's why I'm gonna give the 3rd season of Dragon Ball a B tier, which is the 3rd B tier in a row. Jesus Christ. I still like it. I don't think it dropped that down. I just feel like it had like a really weird section there. I still like it. So yeah. What did you guys think of the 3rd saga of the Dragon Ball anime? Leave it in the comments below. If you want to give us your feedback, you can like or dislike the episode on YouTube, or rate us on Spotify. And if you want to stay up to date with our content, you can subscribe. You can subscribe on YouTube or follow us on Spotify. And if you want to check out any of our other socials, which include my review sites, where you can check out early reviews for things I'm going to cover on the podcast, or things related to things I'll cover on the podcast. Again, all that is in the description. And sorry for this being late. Anyways, what's going to be next for the Dragon Ball journey, I did mention, is going to be Curse of the Blood Rubies, which is our first movie. And then after that, we'll pretty much be covering exclusively the show until I think between seasons 6 and 7. I have said 6 and 7 a lot in this episode, which is really fucking weird. But yeah, that's when the next movie is like comes out with which is like sleeping princess in the castle or some shit. So yeah, that'll be next. That's another short film, less than an hour. So not gonna be that long. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.